This is a video about the game Crowd Disasters. That's a game that models crowd disasters based on a mixture on the iconal equation and the continuity equation. And you can basically, like in the bridge builder game, exercise some examples on how to optimize things for crowd disasters. So there are a couple of scenarios available, which you can see on the left side. And we choose here the T entry problem, the alternate flow problem, which is a problem where we want to minimize crowd pressure. That's basically a criterion which indicates accident probability. So here we have this scenario. So it's a T-shaped problem. And there are several controls here in the game which also have an explanation. And we have people basically entering from the left, right, and top side, and here we have the walking plan. So the best way to get to the exit, which is on the bottom line. Okay, so we crank up the simulation speed to factor 4 so that we don't have to wait too long that way, and then we start the simulation without doing any modifications and see what happens. So we have people pouring in from left and right side. And we can, at a certain point, we also have people pouring in from the top, and then we see here a congestion line building up with increased crowd pressure that basically violates our maximum crowd pressure criterion. Okay, now we do some modifications to the scene, so we introduce extra walls here. So basically we split the left and right arm into a top and bottom part, so that we basically avoid all the people clogging up in the lower part of the bigger corridor. So we can also do some minor corrections here. And if you take a look at the walking plan, we basically see here, well, this is basically split up so that we have some parts also of people walking over the top part. And so that's kind of the idea on how we try to solve the situation. And now we run the simulation again. Okay, so we see some crowd pressure building up here at the very early where the split with the wall is, and then we see some congestion building up in the lower part of the corridor. But that has the advantage when people entering now from the top part that they don't immediately clash with the people coming from the side arms. So we see basically two frontiers here building up. And we also have some kind of build-up of crowd pressure here, but by far not as large as it was in the unmodified part. Okay, so yeah, that's basically it. So the second wave building up here, but we already passed the first wave, so that looks quite good, so that we don't violate our maximum crowd pressure criterion here in the simulation. So we now survived the time with a maximum crowd pressure of 5.8. Yeah, the maximum crowd pressure of 5.8 is also 6 is also listed here in that part, and we can still open our result and see how we have modeled the situation. Yeah, so that was basically it. So that was a quick introduction into the game Crowd Disaster, which is a kind of serious game that shows on how to model crowd behavior and how one could optimize situations to avoid accidents in crowd disasters. Thank you for your attention.